Recording in progress.
Well, very good morning, guys. Last day we've just been discussing about how to perform the CRUD operations, how to perform the CRUD operations by writing our own statements. So we just tried calling a set of methods, and with the help of these particular methods, we performed our CRUD operations. Like what methods for inserting a record? We called the method insert on submit. Correct? For inserting a record, we call the method insert on submit. For deleting a record, we call the method delete on submit. And apart from this, for all the three, we call the method called as submit changes. Submit changes. The submit changes method basically is used for saving the changes to the database. Like this, we have just been using a set of methods and we are trying to perform all our operations over there. And to do this, what I said in the last class, we have mainly we configure the WAD designer, and in the second step, we have written the DAL class, and in the third step, we have gone for defining the controller, and in the fourth step, we have defined all the views. Yes or not? First step, configure the WAD designer. Second step, define the DAL class. Third step, controller class. Fourth step, design the views. And I said to this point, Ray, you can eliminate the DAL code. Provided you work with stored procedures. Am I right? What did I say? You can avoid the DAL code, provided you implement your logic in the stored procedures. If there are stored procedures available to you, you can eliminate all the DAL coding now. All the DAL coding can be eliminated with the help of stored procedures in your applications. Are you getting me or not? So how are we going to achieve this? How are we going to achieve this? By writing stored procedures now? Now today, let's see this. All of you learned about writing a stored procedure in SQL Server classes. You know how to write a procedure. So let's write some procedures here to perform the CRUD. To perform the CRUD operations. Means I want to write some procedure for select. I want to write some procedure for insert. One procedure for update. And one procedure for delete. This is what I want to do. I want to write separate procedures for each and every action. Okay. Guys, my first procedure is for select. Have a look. This is a select procedure. Watch what I'm doing. I'm writing a procedure name. It takes two parameters, guys. What are the two parameters? SID, status. But for both of them, I'm assigning a default value null. Yes or not? Remember, in C# you learned if there is a default value for a parameter, then the parameter is optional. If all you have a default value for a parameter, then the parameter is optional. Means, understand, when I call this procedure, I can call in different varieties now. What are the different varieties? Okay, come on, pick up the combinations now. Call it without passing any value. Call it without passing any value. Call it by passing only SID. Call it by passing only status. Call it by passing ID and status. Understood my point? First option, don't pass any value. If you don't pass any value, then your SID will be null and status also will be null. If both are null, what is the meaning? I want all the records of the table. Observe the if condition. Fetch all the records of table. See now, a select statement without any where clause. Simple. A select statement without any where clause. If I call a procedure without passing any value, what will get now? All the records. No, yeah, I'm passing only SID. I'm passing only SID, but I'm not passing the status. Then status is null then status is null. SID is not null, status is null. See the second if condition? Okay, I reversed it, guys. Just a second. Just a second. Now, look now. SID is not null. Means a value is passed for SID now. Status, no value is passed for it. Means what the meaning? I want to get a record based on SID. I want to get the record based on SID. Come on, look at the query. How many records will come? One record. Only one record. Based on ID. Based on the SID. Now reverse it. What is it? SID null, status not null. Means you want the records based on status now. Correct? See the next condition. SID null, status not null. What are you doing? See? See the where clause. You are fetching the records based on the status. One record will come, multiple records will come. That is why you use an order by clause. A single record coming, no need of using order by clause now. But multiple records are fetched here. That's why I'm using order by to arrange them now. Now, fourth possibility, probability. What is it? Both are not null. Both are not null means you're expecting the record based on the status now. Yeah. See the last. SID not null. Status also not null now. Now see. How many records are fetched? One record. See the comments. I given the comments for all the things to you. First one. Second one. Third one. Records, not single record. Fetches records based on status. 4. Don't you remember the same thing we done in our previous example also? We written separate methods for it. One for getting all records, one for getting records based on status, one for getting records based on ID and status, one for getting only on based on ID. We're just written in the form of 2 methods written. Now also I'm doing the same thing only, but I've written all the code in one procedure and everything varies based on this IDN. Pass null for both. Pass null for both. If you pass null for both, all records will come off. What will come? All records will come. Pass null for only ID and a value for status. It will fetch the records based on status. Reverse. Pass status null, ID value. Values get, it will get the data based on ID. Okay. Observe it, guys. We can execute this procedure in SQL Server and verify all those things. Come on, let me open your Management Studio. Okay, guys, opening your Management Studio. Go to New Query. What's the database? MVC DB. Execute. Procedure is ready. Come on, let's execute the procedure. Execute. What is the procedure name? Student underscore select. Generally, when you're giving the names, follow the convention. Student to tell which table you're dealing with. Underscore, what operation are you trying to perform? Select. So execute student underscore select. Now pass the appropriate values now. For both I'm passing null. fetches all the records now. Remember, this is inactive. That is inactive now. Why it is not showing self? Because in my query, I'm not fetching that column. I'm fetching only 5 columns. I did not fetch the status column. That is why I did not get it. But otherwise, you remember now, we've done it already. Select star from student. You can see this inactive record. But even though it is inactive record, you see this query is fetching you all the records. Second option, pass null and 1. What is it? Active records. What did you get? Active records. 0. Inactive records. Okay. Well, 101, comma, null. It will get you the single record. Which record? 101, irrespective of the status. Irrespective of the status. But see guys, if the pass 10100, 101, comma, 0, what will happen? It will get me the record only when the status is false now. Now I won't fetch I won't get any data. Why? Condition false now. 101 is true. Correct? 101, comma, 1. Same way, comma, 0. Understood? See now, it's fetching you the data. I see no value. Value only for status. Value only for ID. Value for ID and status. They're passing up the different values and getting your results. Am I clear? So procedures are ready. Sorry, select procedure is ready. Same way, let's try one. Let's create an insert procedure. Insert, update, delete are simple code here. Nothing to explain. Watch all of you. Insert. What are the parameters? ID, name, class, fees. Photo is null. Null means it is optional. It's not mandatory. Then writing an insert statement. Writing the insert statement will insert the record. So copy, paste here, execute. Okay, now we'll try executing this. Execute student underscore insert. I'm just passing on the values. First value SID 104. Name. Just want to pass the name here. Okay, just passing a name as James. Class 6. Fees 60,000. Sir, photo is optional. Array, photo is optional. So if I don't pass, what will go? Null value. What will go? Null value will go. Array, let him be. Will update later from the front end. Array will update from the front end now. No worries. Okay. So execute. One row affected. And now you can see select star from student. You have 4 records in your table. One came. Why one came? Because we have a default value for the column. While creating the table value, we given a default value for the column now. So that's where one is coming. And here, null. If I don't pass a value, what I ask it to take? Null. So null is coming in the place now. We'll update on the front end. Okay, now what next? Update. I want to update procedure. Look, again, 4 parameters: ID, name, class, fees, photo. Photo is also nullable now also. Next. Okay, update query. Sorry, update statement. Creating this now. Successfully created. What do you want? Update. And I want to change the name of this person as Jones. James to Jones. Update. Understood? Now I want to delete a record. Which record? 103. You want to delete a record. Then you need a delete procedure. Delete is simple, no? Pass an ID and delete. That's it. See, that's simple. What are you passing? Yes, ID. So update student set status is equals to 0, whereas ID is equals to yes, ID. I'm setting the status value 0 there. That's all. So let me create. Cursor created. Now delete. Which record I want to delete? 103. One row affected. See now. 103 is deleted. Okay now. Well guys, for the time being, I will set the status of all the records as a true so that everything loads into my application. Okay now. Update student set status equals to 1. All records I'm setting up the status. So now all are active records. All are active records. Yeah. Now, shall we perform a CRUD on this by calling this procedures from the application now? Are you getting my point here? So we are going to perform this by calling the procedures in the application. Okay. I said you this, remember, all code same here. We don't have a DAL class. Last day I explained you this to you. Now we don't have a DAL class. DAL class will not be there. What to do, sir? Configure the WAD designer. Second, controller. Third, views. That's it. Is my point clear? First step, configure the WAD designer. Second step, controller. Third step, views. And when you come to controller and views creation also, listen. There's a get method and all. Without means basically in the controller, here you notice you are calling the methods defined in the DAL class, right? Without calling the methods defined in the controller, DAL class, we will call now procedures there. What we'll call there? Procedures are called. No DAL class methods called. What is called? Procedure. Say, I'm adding a student. Say, all this code is same here up to here. Now also all this code is same. What will change? Whenever you said the DAL dot and call the methods now, I will only change that line to procedure call. That's it. Are you getting me? Rest of all will be same like our previous example. Okay, observe. Let us create a new project. What's the previous project name? MVC with link 1, right? Okay, now I'll say MVC with link 2. Come on, new project. MVC with link to MVC 11, MVC create. Okay. What about step? Configure the WAD designer. Yeah, I forgot to show you earlier. Remember, guys, there's no reference for system.data.linksync. And when we configure the WAD designer, it will automatically add the reference to system.data.link. Okay, that's one important thing we all discussed earlier. Come on, directly go to models folder, right click, add new item. Next, data in the left hand side, link to SQL classes. What should be the name? What is that MVC database name? Tell that the name should be database name MVC DB. What next? Open the Server Explorer, add connection, Here, server name, server. Here, choose your authentication model, user ID, password. Just a minute here. If I make this false, then I don't require a trust server certificate, I think. Let us see. Actually, this trust server certificate, we are selecting again. We are deleting in the config file. Without that, this encryption make false. Choose your database. What's your database? MVCDB. Test connection and click on OK. And let's go and check in the config file. I hope. Oh, we did not drag and drop. No? We did not drag and drop still. Okay. Now open the toolbox. Sorry, open the Server Explorer. Not table. We don't want table now. We don't want table now. What we want? Stored procedure. Don't drag and drop the table, guys. Drag and drop the stored procedures. Where, sir? The right hand side panel. Tables on left hand side panel. Procedures on right hand side panel. What will happen? I tell you, but you require to drag and drop on the right hand side panel. And remember, I said, first object will write the connection string in the config file, no? Yes or not? So drag and drop the first procedure on the right hand side panel. Can you see that? And it should write the connection string now. Yes. Okay, it's not writing the trust server certificate now. Okay, ignore. So just in the drop down, encrypt drop down, choose a false option. That will be better. Well, anyhow, I did not update the notes for you there. So you are old technique only, but now you have a third drop down. In the third drop down is encrypt drop down. Choose false. Choose false. Okay. Now, remember, when you drag and drop the first object, that can be a table, that can be a procedure. Array, last example, we drag and drop a table. This example, we drag and drop the procedure. Whatever you do, the first object will write the connection string in the config file now. Okay. Now, let me drag the remaining procedures also, guys. What are those? Insert, select, and update. All four. Check. You have all four procedures here now. Okay. Well, I explained you what happens when you drag and drop. What happens when you drag and drop a table on the OR designer? Remember? Tell me. So 3 steps we discussed, like what is it? A class is defined representing the table. Properties are defined representing the properties. And also in the context class, it will write you one table property, table of student with the name as students. This is what I explained for the table. But now you did not drag and drop any table. What do you drag and drop? Procedures. So let me explain more. What happens internally when we drag and drop a procedure on the OR designer. Okay, what happens internally when we drag and drop a stored procedure on the OR designer? Okay, yeah. When we drag and drop a stored procedure on OR designer, internally the below actions will take place. The below actions will take place. First one, defines a method under the context class. What is that? MVCDB context. We have our context class now. Under our context class, and the name of the method is same as the procedure name, which means stored procedure is converted into a method. SP is converted to method, guys. Are you clearer or not? SP is converted into the method, and the name of same name I said you already know. Yeah, name of the method is same as the stored procedure name, which means stored procedure is converted into a method. Yeah, we already talked about this one. Table is a class, procedure is a method. Yeah, procedure converted into method now. How do you call a method here? Create the instance of the context class and call the method. Now 2 lines of code to call it. That's all. Just 2 lines of code. What is that? Create the context class instance, call the method. But to call a method, some information is important for us. What is it? About the parameters and return types. What information is required? Parameters and return types. Okay? Well, listen. Every parameter of the SP will now become a parameter of method of the method. Every parameter of the procedure will become a parameter of the method. A parameter of the method, that is input parameters of SP will become input parameters to method, and the output parameters of SP will become to method. Ref parameter in out. Ref parameter means in out. Okay. See, look, I'll show you an example. This is my procedure, guys. Create procedure, add. Simple procedure, add or add nums. Okay. It takes 3 parameters. @xint, @yint, @zint out. Are you guys clearer or not? @xint, @yint, @zint out. Okay. Well, now when a drag and drop method is created, the method will be like this: public int add nums, public int add nums, int question mark x, int question mark y, refint question mark z. Why question mark? Because in SQL Server, every data type by default accepts a null value. In SQL Server, every data type by default accepts a null value. So what should happen in C# also? It should be nullable only now. Otherwise, matching will not happen now. The match has to happen. If it accepts null, null should be accepted here. If null is not accepted there, here also null should not be accepted. That's why it is taking question mark there. But see now, the first 2 are input parameters, and here also input parameters only. Third one, output parameter, and now it is a ref parameter. Are you guys clear with the parameters now? Yes or not? So you know procedure parameters, then you know method parameters also. But remember, if they're input here. If they're output, ref here. Third thing what we need to understand is a return type now. Third one. Third point. The return type of the method, will be integer if the SP is defined to perform any non-query operations. Listen carefully. The return type of the method will be an integer if the SP is defined to perform any non-query operation. Non-query means anything other than select is non-query. Insert, update, delete. Here we are trying to add 2 numbers. Adding 2 numbers is not a query. So what is the return type? C? Int. Check it out. I already showed you a public int. Why did you take int? Because it is performing a non-query operation. Now both these 2 points make sense to you. 2 points. Now see, first point, add nums. Method name is add nums now. First point said you, procedure become a method. Same name. What is second point telling you? Procedure parameters will now become method parameters, where input parameters are input, output parameter is ref. What is the third point telling you? The return type of the method will be an integer. The store procedure is defined to perform any non-query operation here. This is defined to perform addition here, non-query. So what is the return type? Integer. Any doubts till now? Come on, anyone? Are you guys clearer till now? Okay, well. If the SP is defined to perform query operations, then the return type of the method will be I single result of entity. What is that, sir? Array, they're all collections, man. List is a collection. Stack is a collection. Queue is a collection. Model is a collection. Same way, this is another collection. What is it? I single result. Sir, we don't know. We did not learn about this one. Don't bother about it. Why? I said you. No need to learn about any new collection. Why? In all these classes, there is a common method. What is it? To list. Everything will convert off into list. Once convert to list, start working with your list. Are you getting me? So what is that? Unnecessary for me. There is a toList method. Convert into call toList. It will convert into list of entity now. If you understood my point or not, whatever is entity, that entity will come. Now, my question is, what is the entity now? What is the entity class name? Tell me now, what is the entity name now? Louder. Array. Entity student there now. That is what I'm asking. I single result of entity. What is the entity now? Student. So there should be a class called student in your application now. But did you define it? Did you define it? At least did you drag and drop the table on the what this name? Then that class is not there. Array, that class is not there now. Why, sir? Because I did not define the student class, or even I did not drag and drop the student here also. Are you getting my point? Now what will you say? Okay, sir, let's drag and drop the student table now. Let us drag and drop the student table. So automatically student class will come now, so that we can use it as our entity. Correct or not? But there is a problem. What is the problem? The problem is the query, what you have written there, is not fetching all the columns of the table. Do you remember? Array, it is fetching only 5 columns now. I shown you clearly. See, actually table has 6 columns. But if I call the procedure, execute student underscore student underscore select. 5 only. Now if I drag and drop my student now, student has a 6 attributes, but how many are you fetching? How will it map now? How will it map now? And another problem is there. Well, other problem, sometimes you may write a procedure in such a way, you can fetch more than 6 columns also. Means in the procedure, the query is like this. In the procedure, the query is like this. Select SID, comma, name, comma, class, comma, fees, comma, fees into fees plus fees into 0.15. It's a tax actually that has to be calculated as final fees, photo, and status from student. Now tell me, how many are you fetching? 7. But your student there has only 6 only now. How will you map? Got the question or not? If you fetch all, mapping is easy. If you fetch lesser, mapping cannot be done. Yeah, we fetch lesser only. In our example right now, we are fetching lesser only now. What we are fetching? We are not fetching the status. What are we fetching? We're fetching only up to photo. We're fetching only up to photo. But my model class has a 6 properties now. Now these are 5 matching with the 6 now. Then you can think like, okay, 6th one can have null value. Right, 6th one can have null value. Okay, if 6th one can have null value, no issue. But what about the next one? How many are you fetching? 7. But how many properties are there? What about the 7th? Problem will come now. Array, when you fetch lesser also problem only. When you fetch more also problem only. When you don't have a problem, when you fetch exact only, problem won't come. But lesser also will cause you a problem. More also will cause you a problem. To overcome this problem, don't drag and drop the student at all here. What happens, when you drag and drop a stored procedure, based on the number of columns the procedure is fetching, OAuth designer will define a new class for you. Got it or not? OAuth designer will define a new class for you. You are fetching 5. OAuth designer already defined a class with 5 properties to you. Suppose you are fetching 7 now. OAuth designer will define you a class with 7 properties to you now. So which one is better? Me dragging and dropping, let the OAuth designer create me a new class based on the number of columns I'm fetching. That is a better option. Then you'll have a doubt. Okay, so is the class defined, sir? Yes, the class is already defined. What is the name of the class? The name of the class is your procedure name suffixed with result. What is that? What is your procedure name? Tell me. Louder. Student underscore select suffixed with result. That is your class. This class is already defined to you. Go and check if you want. Where can I find it, sir? Where you will find it, man? Under designer.cs. Studio writes all code under designer.cs only now. Just a minute. Did not see that. No, not an issue. Build the project, that's all. You drag and drop now. Once you drag and drop, just to build the project once. Come on. Observe it. Go to the models folder. Check it out. This is your context class. This context class, day before, so we got it all. We know that. See one new class. So what I'm trying to tell you now, in the current example, the model class is not student. The model class is student underscore select. Use this class for your binding of the rows. Don't use student. And that student is not there at all. And when student is not there, how do you use it, man? I did not drag and drop the student. And what are the properties of this? Only 5. Check it out. You don't have the status. Why? I did not fetch the status. I fetched only 5 and it defined me only 5. So what is the name of the class? Procedure name suffixed with result. Okay. So that is what. So here, just a second. I'll add it here only. Say the stored procedure is defined to perform query operations. Then return type of the method will be Are you clear? What is student underscore select result? Basically, I'll tell you. Single result of entity. This is the actual thing. And this is an example for you. So entity means, let me make it as a note. What is it? Entity means the model class. Entity means the model class. And this class is defined by the OAuth designer based on the number of columns, stored procedure is fetching. And the name of this class will be stored procedure name result. Stored procedure name result. So in our case, the name of the class is, what is the name of the class? Press the name, student underscore select suffixed by result. Read carefully. Entity means model class, and this is defined by the or otherwise, and I'll say, and this class is defined. Entity means the model class, and this class is defined by the word designer based on the number of columns stored process fetching, and the name of this class, and the name of this class will be SP name result. So in our case, the name of our entity class is student underscore select result. Hope you guys are clear. Okay, and remember this one. We need to use this entity class only as a model in our application and perform all your model binding is done with that class only now. That is only a model class now. Are you clear or not? Okay, watch guys. In this, I can show you all procedures, their parameters, and the return types. Where the procedures are defined, I said you, context class. Go and see in the context class. First procedure. Open the mouths here. What is it taking? See, the question mark is there now. Return type. Why non-query? Next, insert. Int, string, int, decimal, string, return type, integer. Next, update. Int, string, int, decimal, string, return type, integer. First int is ID. Second string is name, class, fees, photo. Understood? Now see, you observe, you got the doubt now. Why question mark? If the question mark is not there, how will you pass a null value? Because our procedure, if null is passed, all the records will come now. So if you want to pass null, it should be nullable or not. That is why it is taking you nullable. Int question mark, bool question mark. So I can pass null here, I can pass null here. What it returns here? Which type? Student underscore select result. Student underscore select result. Now, guys, shall we directly go with the controller now? Okay, come on. Let's go with the controller. See the code now. I am adding a controller. What is the name? Student controller. What is the name? Student controller. Now, last class, we defined the DAL class, and today I'm completely skipping it. Okay? And coming here, you created in the controller, you created the instance of the DAL class. Yes or not? No, DAL class is not there now. Directly create the instance of the context class only now. Directly, what did you do in the last, in the controller, you created DAL class instance. In the DAL class, you created context class instance. Take it out if you want. In the controller, you defined a DAL class instance. In the DAL class, you created context class instance. Check it out. I kept the project open for you without confusion again. See there. This is the controller. Which class instance you created? Right click and say go to definition. It will take to the DAL class. In the DAL class, you created context class instance. Now what you do? No DAL class now. Straight away create the context class instance only in my controller now. So how to do that? First, using system.configuration. Okay now? Next, create the context class instance. creating the context class instance straight away in the code. Is it clear, all of you? Okay, now next, second thing, look carefully. In the previous example, you written a method called as directly controller. You written two display methods. Okay, now let me copy the two, guys. Let me copy the two. Come to your application. Paste here. Look, what did you call gal dot get students? Am I correct? No, don't call that. What do you call DC dot call your procedure now? What is your procedure? Student underscore select. Student underscore select. What do you want? I want all active records. What I want? Null, comma, true. What it fetches you? All active records. It will fetch me the data based on the status now. I want all records. Null, comma, null. Understood? I want a single active record. 101, comma, true. I want a single record irrespective of the status. 10, comma, null. I want a single inactive record. 10, comma, false. Understood me or not? So what should I pass now? Null, comma, true. Okay, now what it returns you? Students. And now just going with. But remember, guys, now it is not student. What is it? Student underscore select result. Array, this name is any name now. That name doesn't matter for us. Type is important. Any we use where here. If I want to use a type now, what should I use? I single result of. What is it? I single result of student underscore select result. See now, I single result of student underscore select result. Students is equals to. See now, the mouse here clearly telling you. See the return type. Sir, I don't know I single result. What did I say? You don't know, then don't worry. Simply say dot to list here. If it's a dot to list, you can directly change this to list of. Yeah, you got your list now. Point clear? Why all this nonsense? No need anything here. Simply say here. Over that only will recognize. And do I need to call first, sir? No need. Why? Because I use IEnumerable there. When I use IEnumerable, what I taught you? Pass anything you like. But if I use a list there, compulsory I need to call to list. But when I'm using IEnumerable, pass a table, it will work. Pass a I single result, it will work. Pass a list, it will work. Anything will work for us. Hope it clarifies you. Are you clearer, everyone? Come on, right click. Add view. Help me. At the rate model, IEnumerable. Guys, when you're typing it, when you type IEnumerable, maybe not coming in the list. Actually, it is loading, guys. It will take a bit time. Don't be confused. Load it, see. It's loading. Okay, IEnumerable. What's the class name? Student underscore select result. This is what I'm trying to tell you. From now onwards, your model class is not student. Your model class is student underscore. That only should be used in the model binding throughout all your views now. Not only that, in the add also, last example, what did I get? Student, not student now, student underscore select result. Without confusing the variable name to the student only, man. Array, type name is not important for us now. What is important? Field name is important. But field name give a student only. What happens? Okay, the rest all will be same. So let me come here. Yeah, let me come here. Go to the display students view. Copy this code as it is from here. And pasting it in my example. Pasting it in my example. Only thing is, we did not fetch the status now. Remove that, that's all. Remove, see, status is being error, see? Array, last class we fetched status also, but today I did not fetch the status. Remove the status. Remove the status, guys. Are you clear? It is as same as your previous code only now. Want to change that? I replace the dal class method with procedure. That's all. Finish. Understood? Huh? Let us run this. Actually, when I run this, images won't load. Why, sir? Why images won't load? We written the code. You written the code here, not about that. You don't have uploads folder and the image files are not there now. That's why it won't load here. Are you getting me? We created them in the previous project, not in this project. So in this project also, we need the uploads folder and copy all the images in the uploads folder first. So just create the uploads folder, right click, add new folder. You may not doubt here. What the doubt, sir? When I insert it, you create the folder now. It will create the folder, but where will old images come? New images are okay, no problem, but old images won't come now. That is why I'm doing it manually. Add a new folder. What do you mean? Uploads. Now right click on this. Open folder in File Explorer. Copy the image files into this now. Copy our image files into this. Just a minute, guys. I have my images on the E drive folder with the name called images. And here I have all my images. 3 students have image there. 1, 2, and 3. Copy. Oh, sorry. I done a mistake. Yeah, you can directly copy on the studio also, guys. You can copy directly on the studio itself. Folder created now. Right click. Copy. Already pasted. I used to paste. Oh, sorry. I used to copy. I'm sorry, guys. Right click. Paste. Got your 3 images now. Any of fourth one don't have image analysis. Run and see. Are we getting the output or not? Oh, wow. Not DAL. DC. The name is DC. Oh, sorry. We did not still write this code. How IEnumerable and iQueryable is linked? No, they are not linked. They are not linked here. I just posted some extra videos on this for collections. Just go and watch. What is IEnumerable and what is iQueryable? In the collection videos in my of my videos in the YouTube, you have these videos about IEnumerable. You can watch them. Remaining or not query, remaining or non-query. I said you that is created only for a query, not for non-query. For non-query, return type is integer. And all this is created only for query, not for a non-query. See that? You got your records. What next? View button. View button. View button should put a method called as display student, right? Come on, help me, guys. Very simple. Public view result display student. Tell me int SID. Int SID. Where student is equals to DC dot student underscore select SID comma. That's all. SID comma true. But don't forget a point. What is this? This is not going to return you one student. What is it going to give you? It returns in the form of a collection now. Are you getting me or not? Means actually the collection is coming for you, but the collection contains only one record. Now also the result will come as a collection only. Array, last class I explained you, even one record also will show in table only. Now one record only now, but still it comes in a collection format. So what to do? See, you want the first record from that list. What do you want? The first record from the appropriate list. Okay. Well, actually, I single result doesn't have that option here. Dot, or otherwise, if there is a dot single method, let us see. If dot single is there, no issue at all. I think dot single is there. What is the type now? Put your mouse here. What is the type now? I single result of student underscore select result. Dot single. You got one record now. You directly got one record. So return view, sorry. Return view, pass the student. Right click, add view, sorry. Right click, add view. Help me. @model dot models dot student underscore select result. So go to your previous project, copy the code from display student. Go there, just copy the whole code as it is. Anyhow, in this, I did not show status. I did not show the status. Okay, status not shown here, no issues at all then. So what I'm trying to prove you is the code is as the same as that code only. What is changing is only model class is changing. Dal class method replaced with procedure. That's it. Go with the view. Got it. Back to student details. Fine. Back again. What next? Add new student. For add new student, we need to have two methods, right? Okay, let me copy the add code from here. Fine. Let me copy this add code. Come to your new project. Go to controller. One, help me please. Is the first method, can I leave it as it is now? Yes, why? Array, we did not write anything there. Simple code. Now second. Now this is not student anymore. Change this. What is it? Student underscore select result. Array, leave this object name as student only. No problem with that. Now come here. Don't work with the status at all. Remove the status. Now come. DC dot, guys, DC dot, call the procedure. What is the procedure? Student underscore insert. What is it taking? See? First one, SID. So can I pass student dot SID now? Everything is in the model now. Pass it. Student dot SID. Second one. Now tell me. Student dot name. Next. Class. Student dot class. Next. Fees. Student dot fees. Next. What shall I write? Student dot photo. There, man. Finish. I only changed you that line of code, that's all. But what is it? When I write in the class and when I write in the method, I define the method to directly take a model object. But unfortunately here, the procedure will not accept like this. We need to pass every value individually. Did you understand me or not? Sir, can't I pass a model object directly? You cannot pass. Why? Your person is not taking model now, your person is taking individual parameters. What your person is taking? Individual parameters. Because your person is taking individual parameters, you also require to pass them as individual parameters only. You don't have an option of passing the model. That's the lengthy code, that's all. That is a lengthy process. But anyhow, you're escaping from writing the DAL code now. Just pass them individually now. Okay, now? Right click, add view, MVC5 view. Come on. At the rate model MVC with link to dot models dot student underscore select result. Go to your previous project. Which one? Add student. Copy the code as it is from here and paste it. We are not dealing with status here also. No, status is there, delete here. That's all. Status, I did not use it here. Come on, run and see. How many records we have already? 4 in the table. Okay. $105. Some name. Stuart. Class 5. Fees 50,000. Choose file. 5. Save. You got your record. Go to your database and got your record 105. Okay, now what next? Edit. Okay. Let's go to your previous project. Student controller. Copy. Edit and update. Got your controller. Paste. Come on, help me. Not dal dot. DC dot student underscore select SID comma SID comma true. Are you getting me or not? Okay, we're just going to get it. But what is the problem? The problem is again, it is going to return you I single result. So dot single, say dot single. Next, store the photo in the temp data, return view. Next, come here, change this. Student underscore select result. All code same, come here, replace this. DC dot student underscore update. What should I pass? Student dot SID, student dot name, student dot class, student dot fees, student dot photo. Rest is same. Display student. Come on, run and see. Display students first. Now we will add the photograph for this student now. 104, no photograph now. We will add it. We'll update it. Not add. We'll update it. Edit. Oh, I not create a view. Sorry guys, I not add the view. Sorry. Right click. Add a view. Go to the previous project. Edit. Copy the whole code. Paste here. Change man to select result. Rest is same. Yeah, come on. Edit, choose file, update. Got your photograph. Edit, 60,000, update. All your code is up to date now. Okay, now. So what next? Click delete, asking you we should write the code for delete. Again, go to the previous project, copy the delete code, paste. DC dot delete. Student underscore delete. Passing the yes sign. That's it. For delete, we don't have a view now. Delete will ask you a confirmation there in delete of the record. I want to explain to you already. Delete doesn't have a view. That's another style. That is another style. What is it? You click on delete, it will open a view and will ask you, are you sure of deleting? With a delete button, delete will delete. That's another style. We'll try that also later. But right now, I'm not doing that. What I'm doing, when I click delete here on, I'm asking a confirmation now. And when confirmation is asked, why to show again? No need now. So directly click on OK, and the record is deleted. 103 is not there. Come to your database, check. Status update. Are you clear? First, to try the first example. If you try first one only, second one will be understandable to you first. Are you getting me? See, what is the difference? In the first example, tell me what are the steps you done? Example 1. What is step 1? Configure the OR designer and we need to configure the server explorer also. Step 2. Define the DAL class to perform all the CRUD operations in the form of, you written the methods here now. Step 3. Define the controller class with action methods to perform. Yeah, you require the action methods to perform the CRUD operations here now. Okay, well. Action methods and views to perform CRUD operations. Step 4. Design the required views. To design the required views. Now, example 2. This is not there, correct? Huh? Now, also we have 4 steps here. Step 1. Define stored procedures to perform CRUD operations. Now, also we have 4 steps only. But now we went to database 2, 3, and 4. Check. What you done first? Store procedure. Second one, configure or OR designer server explorer. Drag and drop the procedures on the right hand side panel. Step 3, container class with action methods to perform the, okay, let us not say end views here. Because step 4 has the concept of design the required views. Design the required views now. Yeah, that's it. So the first example is shown without procedures. If no procedures, you are required to call the inbuilt methods provided by OR designer. What are the inbuilt methods? Insert on submit, delete on submit, submit changes, first or default, single or default. All these are the methods we used, man. What are the methods we used? Insert and submit changes for insert. For update, single or default, first or default. Submit changes. For delete, single or default, first or default. Next, delete on submit changes. Delete on submit changes. We need to remember those methods. But here I did not call I did not call them. I defined procedures. So these procedures are working for you like methods now. These procedures started working like methods. Remember the first example, what we done? In the controller, we created DAL class instance. And in the DAL, we created context class instance. But in the second example, directly in the controller, we created the context class instance. There is no DAL class. There is no DAL class here. Are you getting me? Okay, that's the difference. No need binary, guys. No need binary. Store the file name, that is enough. Because the file is already on the server. Use anything you like. I said you use any of the four. I said single or default, first or default. Anything can be used. No issues with that. All four will work in the same. Now see, two examples I just shown you here. And now the question is, sir, here we did not use ADO.NET. Here we did not use ADO.NET. So, which one is better to you go with? LINQ or ADO.NET? Which performs well? If the question raises here, which performs well? Yes, what's the answer? LINQ or ADO.NET? Wrong answer. ADO.NET only. Why, sir? Because LINQ is designed programmer friendly, but LINQ is defined on the top of ADO.NET only. LINQ internally uses ADO.NET only to interact with the databases. Did you understand my point? That is the reason why C# will teach you ADO.NET first. The reason ADO.NET is foundation, man. Are you getting me? We are using LINQ now. Next we'll use entity framework. This LINQ, this entity framework, all these things are built on the top of ADO.NET only. Do you understand me or not? All these things are built on the top of ADO.NET. So the underlying code is ADO.NET. So when I use LINQ in my application, LINQ will go and interact with ADO.NET and ADO.NET will talk with the database. So what I'm trying to tell is, it is programmer friendly. What is programmer friendly? LINQ is programmer friendly. Entity framework are programmer, not yet programmer friendly also, object oriented, type safety. And ADO.NET doesn't provide me all these options. ADO.NET is going to be not type safe and not programmer friendly. And also it is not pure object oriented, but this is pure object oriented, method calls only. I don't require to write insert statements and all. And see, when you're substituting the values here for a procedure, you directly passed off model. But in ADO.NET, you cannot pass a value like that. When you pass a value like this in ADO.NET, how you require to pass? You're required to concatenate all the things. That's a big headache with ADO.NET. Why? It's not pure object oriented, but it is pure object oriented. So don't forget this point. LINQ is programmer friendly, not faster and efficient. Application development will be faster, but the underlying code for all the thing is ADO.NET only. Understood? Tomorrow if the interviewer asks you, why are you using LINQ? Is it faster? What's the answer? No, LINQ is not faster. ADO.NET is only faster. Then why are you using LINQ? LINQ is programmer friendly, object oriented, type safe, which makes application development faster. Which makes the application development faster when compared with working with ADO.NET. That is the reason for choosing the LINQ. Okay. Well, now see here. Yeah, we need to understand a small thing here. So you're working with one table, but tomorrow if I need to work with multiple tables, unfortunately, if you cannot be bound with multiple models, A view cannot be bound with multiple models. You cannot bind a view with multiple models. How many models can I bind? One only. I can bind one only. Are you getting me? Tomorrow I have two tables like this here, parent-child tables, parent and child tables. When I'm working with parent-child tables, I want to bind my parent and child, both these two tables to my view. Not possible. Are you getting me or not? Not possible. Then what should I do, sir? If at all you want multiple models binding, it's not going to be possible. What you require to do that, if you want to achieve that, you need to define a new class, combine the properties of the two models, and design a new class now. So what I'm trying to tell is, suppose I have two models for me. One is department. So what's my model class? Public class department. And here I have three properties now. Public int department ID. Get set. Public string department name. Public string location. So three columns. Now I have another table now, another model. What is the other model? Employee. What employee has? Employee ID. String employee name. Next. Job. Next. Salary, which is a double. Status. Okay. And now public int DID. What is this? Department ID. Parent child tables now. So parent child tables now. What is parent table? Department. And here we have department ID. And this is a child table. What's the link between the two? Department ID. The link between the two is department ID now. Are you getting me? Sir, I want to bind both these two things to my view now. Not possible. You cannot bind two for the view now. How many can you bind? One only. You can bind only one. You cannot bind two. So what to do now? So if at all you want to resolve this particular problem, what you're going to do, you need to define a new class. You need to define a new class like this. Public class, some name for the class. I'm giving the name as EMPDEPT. Any name. Now, you need to combine the properties of both the two classes into a new one. And then you need to use this class for model binding. Did you understand me or not? What you require to do? You require to use that class for model binding. Which class? EMPDEPT. Now EMPDEPT has all attributes, Yes or not? Model binding is done with this. But when you're inserting into database, you again require to deal with department employee only. It's a bit complex. Understood my point here? That's it. Without first I'm giving an idea for you. So I have two tables to work with. One is department table. One is, so two models cannot be bound with a view. So to resolve the problem, what am I doing? I defined a new model class, and this model class is a combination of department and employee. So how many model classes are there? One. Now model binding will not cause you a problem now. Now I'm inserting a record. When I'm inserting a record, suppose you enter all these values now. Now in your DAL, what you require to do, in the DAL, what you require to do, you need to pick these first 6 values and insert them into department table, employee table, and the next 3 values and insert them into department table. You need to write the code separately now. Are you getting me? I'll show it practically. Did you understand the concept first? So what is it? Model binding uses EMP-DEPT. But internally, when I'm inserting, I need to pick these six and send them to employee table. And I need to pick these three and send them to department table. That I need to separate them and insert them into separate table. When I'm updating also same story. When I'm trying to delete also, same thing only I should do. I need to just separate for each table. But this is the class we will be using for model binding. See, first example, straight model class was used. Second example, we are not able to use the straight model class. We are using a model class defined by OR designer. What is that? A procedure name result. Yes or not? Third example, we are going to do this. Understood or not? In our third example, we are going to do this. What is it? We are going to define a new model class combining two entities and we'll be using in the code. Okay, now, but logic will use actual classes only. This is only for model binding. I once again repeat, this is only for model binding. This is not used for interacting with the database. To interact with the database, you require to use actual model classes, employee class, department class. This class cannot talk with a database. This only for model presentations. That's it. Okay, now we'll see this in the tomorrow session. Let's stop it here.